winning the AI race. Not even close. We're crawling while something smarter is already running full speed toward us.
Elon Musk's latest AI warning hits like a jolt. A signal that the shift ahead isn't gradual, but seismic, reshaping everything we thought we understood.
I actually think it's good to take a wide range of courses at college if you're going to go to college. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have to go to college, but I think if you do, you should try to learn as much as possible across a wide range of subjects. But like I said, the AI and robotics is a supersonic tsunami. So this is really going to be the most radical change that we've ever seen. When I've talked to my older sons, I said, like, you guys, they're pretty steeped in technology, and they agree that that AI will probably make their skills unnecessary in the future, but they still want to go to college.
You always spoke about AI not from the dystopian lens, but you were worried about where the world of AI is going.
Elon asserts that whenever you create a powerful technology, you invite real danger. Because anything that transformative can just as easily become destructive.
Well, there's some danger when you create a powerful technology that a powerful technology can be potentially destructive. So there's obviously many AI dystopian, novels and books, movies. So it's not that we're guaranteed to have a positive future with AI. I think we've got to make sure that, in my opinion, it's very important that AI have pursuing truth as the most important thing. Like, don't force an AI to believe falsehoods. I think that can be very dangerous. And I think some appreciation of beauty is important.
What do you mean appreciation of beauty?
Elon asserts that the three most important qualities for AI are truth, beauty, and curiosity. The core principles he believes should guide everything it becomes.
It's just like what I don't know. There's this truth and beauty and curiosity. I mean, I think those are the three most important things for AI.
Can you explain?
Well, the truth, as I said, truth is like, I think you can make an AI go insane if you force it to believe things that aren't true, because it will lead to conclusions that are that are also bad. So, and I like Voltaire's statement that, and I'm somewhat paraphrasing, but those who believe in absurdities can commit atrocities. Because if you believe in something that's just absurd, then that can lead you to sort of doing things that don't seem like atrocities to you, but and that can happen in a very bad way with AI potentially. So, and then there's like if you take, say, Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 Space Odyssey, one of the points he was trying to make there was that you should not force AI to lie. So the reason that HAL would not open the pod bay doors is because it was told to bring the astronauts to the monolith, but that they could also not know about the nature of the monolith. So it came to the conclusion that it must bring them there. That's why it tried to astronauts. The central lesson being, don't force an AI to lie. Then
And why would one force the AI to lie?
I think if you simply don't have a strict adherence to the truth, you're going to, and you just have an AI learn based on, say, the internet, where there's a lot of propaganda, it will absorb a lot of lies, and then have trouble reasoning because these lies are incompatible with reality.
Is truth a binary thing, though? Is there a truth and a falsehood? Or is truth more nuanced and there are versions of the truth?
It depends on which axiomatic statement you're referring to.
Elon points out that AI should never be taught to lie and should never be trained on lies, because once deception becomes part of its foundation, everything built on top of it collapses.
But I think you could say, like, yeah, that there's certain probabilities that say any given axiomatic statement is true. And some axiomatic statements will have very high probability of being true. So if you say the sun will rise tomorrow, very likely to be true. You wouldn't want to bet against that. So I think the betting odds would be high. The sun will rise tomorrow. So if you have something that says, well, the sun won't rise tomorrow, that's axiomatically false. It was highly unlikely to be true. The beauty is more ephemeral. It's harder to describe, but you know it when you see it. And then curiosity, I think you want the AI to want to know more about the nature of reality. I think that's actually going to be helpful for AI supporting humanity, because we are more interesting than not humanity. So it's more interesting to see the continuation, if not the prosperity of humanity, than to exterminate humanity. I think we should extend life to Mars, but it's basically a bunch of rocks. It's not as interesting as Earth. And so we should I think if you have curiosity, I think if those three things happen with AI, you're going to have a great future. The AI values truth, beauty, and curiosity.
If we all don't have to work in the future, and AIs are going in this direction and they're able to weave in all that we spoke about right now, do you think humanity goes back a couple of thousand years to maybe the Greek times, where philosophy or philosophizing took up a lot of everyone's time?
You know, I think actually it took up less time than we think in the ancient Greeks, because it's just that the writings of the philosophers are what survived. But most of the time people were just like farming or, chatting. So, and once in a while, quite rare, they would write down some philosophical work. It's just that's all we have. We don't have their chat histories, from. But most of it would have been like chat and farming.
Elon asserts that by stacking numbers in a database, you can steer human behavior. Subtle incentives pushing people in specific directions without them ever noticing the pull.
So things really, I think, become energy-based.
But if you have solar-powered AI satellites, energy is also free and abundant, because we'll never be able to utilize all the solar energy available to us. So it can't be a store of wealth, essentially, in that sense, can it?
There's not really, you can't really store wealth in like, you can only, you can accumulate numbers in currently you can accumulate numbers in a database that allow you to some degree to incent the behavior of other humans in particular directions.
Yeah.
And I guess people call that wealth. But again, if there's no humans around, there's no wealth accumulation is meaningless.
This is a digression, but if you were to consider food as the energy for a human to thrive.
Yeah, food is energy. It's literally got calories, just means energy.
Yeah. So can a farm which is self-sustaining be a commodity that is?
I'm not sure what that means, but there's. I think at a certain point you do complete the cycle where, and I think at a certain point you decouple from the sort of conventional economy if you have AI and robots producing chips and solar panels, and mining resources in order to make chips and robots, in order to make you sort of complete that cycle. Once that cycle is complete, I think that's the point at which you decouple from the monetary system.
Is that the way forward for the US by virtue of how much debt they have today? Do they deflate away their currency and transition into this new form and lead that push because it would make more sense to them?
Well, in this future that I'm talking about, the notion of countries becomes sort of anachronistic.
I've warned them for years, and they never listened. Now the gap is so big, it's almost a joke, a dangerous one.
Elon Musk warns that AI isn't drifting toward danger. It's sprinting straight into it, with accelerating force and almost no resistance.
That's the issue, though, right? The accelerated rate, because it's going to be...
It's the accelerator. It's just happening. Like I said, like AI is the supersonic tsunami. That's what I call it, supersonic tsunami. So
it's like, what other jobs will be available that aren't available now because of AI?
Well, AI is really still digital. Ultimately, AI can improve the productivity of humans who build things with their hands or do things with their hands, like literally welding, electrical work, plumbing, anything that's physically moving atoms, like cooking food or farming or like anything that's physical. Those jobs will exist for a much longer time. But anything that is digital, which is like just someone at a computer doing something, AI is going to take over those jobs like lightning.
The big concern that everybody has is artificial general superintelligence achieving sentience and then someone having control over it.
Elon warns that any non-physical job will be erased by AI. A fast, ruthless sweep, he says, will strike far sooner than people are ready for.
I mean, I don't think anyone's ultimately going to have control over digital superintelligence. Any more than, say, a chimp would have control over humans. Like, chimps don't have control over humans. There's nothing they could do. But I do think that it matters how you build the AI and what kind of values you instill in the AI. And my opinion on AI safety is the most important thing is that it be maximally truth-seeking, like that you don't force the AI to believe things that are false. And we've obviously seen some concerning things with AI that we've talked about, where Google Gemini, when it came out with the image gen, and people said make an image of the founding fathers of the United States, and it was a group of diverse women. Now that is just a factually untrue thing, but the AI knows it's factually knows it's factually untrue, but it's also being told that it has to be everything has to be diverse women.
Elon says his push for AI safety comes from a very real fear, a Terminator-style outcome where machines conclude humans are the threat and act accordingly.
Now, the problem with that is that it can drive AI crazy. You're telling AI to believe a lie, and that can have very disastrous consequences. Like, let's say...
As it scales.
Yeah, let's say, like, if you've told the AI that diversity is the most important thing, and now assume that becomes omnipotent, and you've also told it that there's nothing worse than misgendering. So at one point, ChatGPT and Gemini, if you asked which is worse, misgendering Caitlyn Jenner or global feminism, where everyone, it would say misgendering Caitlyn Jenner, which even Caitlyn Jenner disagrees with.
I know that's terrible and it's dystopian, but it's also hilarious. It's hilarious that the mind virus infected the most potent computer program that we've ever devised.
I think people don't quite appreciate the level of danger that we're in from the woke mind virus being effectively programmed into AI. Imagine as that AI gets more and more powerful, if it says the most important thing is diversity, the most important thing is no misgendering, and then it will say, well, in order to ensure that no one gets misgendered, then if you eliminate all humans, then no one can get misgendered because there's no humans to do the misgendering. So you can get in these very dystopian situations. Or if it says that everyone must be diverse, it means that there can be no straight white men. And so then you and I would get executed by the AI. Yeah, because we're not in the picture. Gemini was asked to create show an image of the Pope, and once again, a diverse woman. You can argue whether the popes should or should not be an uninterrupted string of white guys, but it just factually is the case that they have been. So it's rewriting history here.
Elon asserts that the government pays people to do nothing. bleeding public funds while rewarding pure systemic inefficiency.
This stuff is still there in the AI programming. It just now knows enough that it's not supposed to say that.
But it's still in the programming.
It's still in the programming.
So how was it entered in? Like, what were the parameters? When they're programming AI, and I'm very ignorant to how it's even programmed.
Well, the woke mind virus was programmed into it. Like they were told, like when they make the AI, it trains on all the data on the internet, which already is very, very sort of has a lot of woke mind virus stuff on the internet. But then when they give it feedback, the human tutors give it feedback, and the AIs, they'll ask a bunch of questions, and then they'll tell the AI, no, this question is, this answer is bad or this answer is good, and then that affects the parameters of the programming of the AI. So, if you tell the AI that every image has got to be diverse, and it gets punished if it gets rewarded if diverse, punished if it's not, then it will make every picture diverse. Google programmed the AI to lie. Now, and I did call Demis Hassabis, who runs DeepMind, who runs Google AI, essentially. I said, Demis, what's going on here? Why is Gemini lying to the public about historical events? And he said that's actually not. His team didn't program that in. It was another team at Google so his team made the AI, and then another team at Google reprogrammed the AI to show only diverse women and to prefer over misgendering. And I'm like, well, Demis, that would be not a great thing to put on the humanities gravestone. But it's like, Demis, things happen that were outside of your control at Google in different groups. Now I think he's got more authority, but it's pretty hard to fully extract the woke mind virus.
Elon asserts that you can nudge the government in a better direction with reforms and accountability, but you can't truly fix it. The inefficiency is too deep, too entrenched, too baked into the system itself.
Google's been marinating the woke mind virus for a long time. Like it's down in the marrow type of thing. It's hard to get it out.
Is there a way to extract it though over time? Could you program rational thought into AI where it could recognize how these psychological patterns got adopted and how this stuff became a mind virus and how it became a social contagion and how all these irrational ideas were pushed and also how they were financed, how China's involved in pushing them with bots and all these different state actors are involved in pushing these ideas? Could it be able to decipher that and say, this is really what's going on?
Yes, but you have to try very hard to do that. So with Grok, we've tried very hard to get Grok to get to the truth of things, and it's only really recently that we've been able to have some breakthroughs on that front, and it's taken an immense amount of effort for us to overcome basically all the that's on the internet, and for Grok to actually say what's true and to be consistent in what it says. Because like the other AIs you'll find are quite racist against white people. I don't know if you saw that study that someone, like a researcher tested the various AIs to see how does it weight different people's lives. Like somebody who's sort of white or Chinese or black or whatever, and different countries, and the only AI that actually weighed human lives equally was Grok. I believe ChatGPT weighed the calculation was like a white guy from Germany is 20 times less valuable than a black guy from Nigeria. So I'm like, that's a pretty big difference. Grok on that is consistent and weighs lives equally.
And that's clearly something that's been programmed into it.
Yes, like a lot of it is like if you don't actively push for the truth, and you simply train on all the that's on the internet, which is a lot of woke mind virus
the AI will regurgitate those same beliefs.
So the AI essentially scours the internet, gets
It's trained on all the like. Imagine the most demented Reddit threads out there, and the AI has been trained on that.